Hey class, it is Mrs. Gilling here, and we are going to go over your Unit 1 video assignment all about focus notes. But before we do that, are you ready for it? The joke of the unit. Alright, here we go. Secretary to psychologist. Doctor, there is a patient here who thinks he is invisible. Psychologist. Tell him I can't see him right now. Get it? Thinks he's invisible. Psychologist can't. Alright, let's move on. So, something that we'll be doing in this class, you'll probably be doing a lot of your other courses as well, is focus notes. And focus notes are awesome because they help you as you're studying the material to really drill into what is the most important and what you really need to know. So these focus notes will be turned in every unit, and they will also serve as your study guides for the exams that you're going to be taking. So they're really important, so I wanted to go over them with you to show you how to do them. So this is how the first section of the focus notes look like. They start with vocabulary. So up at the top, you'll put the topic or objective of the unit. So whatever Unit 1's about, you're just going to write a brief little thing right here. Unit 1, this is what it's about. Then you're going to answer your vocabulary. And it varies from focus note to focus note section how many vocabulary words there are that you're going to define, but make sure to go through your reading and define them right there, because if you can understand those vocabulary terms, then you'll do really well on the exam. So that's your first section, is your vocabulary. The next section are questions that you're going to answer based off your reading. So like for this one, there's 2 questions. What are 2 ways psychology has changed as a scientific discipline? You're going to want to put 2 ways that it's changed. And the reason why you want to do that is because on the test, you're going to be asked 2 ways that it's changed. So the more specific you can be on these, the better prepared you'll be for your exams. So that's the second part. And then the third part is your summary. After you've completed the unit and after you've answered your questions and your definitions, you're going to give a 3 to 5 sentence summary about what you learned from that unit. If you were to tell a friend what that whole unit was about, that's what you would write right there. I learned about this. And then your final step is, after you've written your summary, I want you to go back over your notes, because it's really important not just to write notes, but to review them and go, hey, what do I still need to study more? What do I not understand? Or what do I understand? So you're going to go back over your notes and you're going to make highlights of material that you don't quite understand all the way yet, that you feel like you need to review a little bit more. You're going to highlight that, and then you'll use this to study for your test. And hopefully after you highlight things, you go back and you actually review that a little more to make sure you understand it. Now, I know a few of you will be tempted to go, oh, I don't need to highlight anything. I understand it all. There's always something that you're going to need to study a little bit more. So in order to receive full credit for this section, you really need to go back and highlight things. So usually you'll need to highlight at least 2 definitions and at least 1 question. But please be honest with yourself. If there's more you understand, let's highlight everything that we need to go back and study. These are really there to help you, and the students that used them last quarter did a lot better on the test than students that didn't. So it's really important to take these seriously. And this is how these will be graded. First of all, how will you submit these? You have 2 options. So at the beginning of each unit, you'll find a link to a Google Doc that you can use to make a copy and then fill these out on the computer. You're more than welcome to fill them out on the computer, and then you'll share the link with me at the end of the unit. And that's one option. That's probably the option that most people choose just because it's the easiest. Honestly, probably the best option for learning is to print them out and fill them out by hand, and then scan them, take a picture of them, and send them to me at the end of the unit as an upload there. If you do print them out, you may want to make them bigger depending on how big your handwriting is. It always varies from person to person. But so those are your 2 options. You can either submit them via Google Doc, or you can do a Word doc if you really want to, but I think Google Docs, just because we use Google so much with our school, it's a little bit easier for you to upload them that way. So Google Doc, or print them out by hand and fill them out. Just make sure you're doing all of the steps. And if you do use a Google Doc, and this is true for any assignment you submit in any of your courses with Google Docs, you have to make sure you share the document with me so that your sharing settings allow me to view it. A lot of times students will turn it in, and then I go to click on it and it'll say, you do not have access to this document. And then I have to email you and say, hey, could you share your document with me? So just make sure that you click on the top right-hand corner of the document, the share button, and then you type my email address in, or you allow the share settings so that anybody with the link can view it. If you have questions on how to do that, let me know, but it's really important to share that with me or I can't view it. Same with any assignment you submit with a Google Doc. So this is how these will be graded. You get 25 points for providing definitions, 25 points for answering the questions, 25 points for the 1-paragraph summary, and 25 points for highlighting questions and definitions you need to review more. If you skip one of those steps, you lose 25 points. Don't skip them. Really, I'm grading this based off completion. I'm not going through to make sure you got everything right because this is your first time through this material. These are your notes. These are how you're learning. So I'm not going to scrutinize them. I'm just looking to see that you're completing your notes and you're doing your best, and that I can tell you're doing your best. So if you want full credit on these, just do it. Get it done. But don't skip sections because that can really hurt your grade, and it hurts you when it comes time to get ready for those tests. So that's it. These are your focus notes. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm more than willing to help you with these. You can call me, email me, IM, whatever works for you. But I'm here for you to help you out, and hopefully these assignments will help you out. So now I hope you'll go and complete your video assignment, and we'll talk to you guys later. See you next time.